Susan's 50th birthday gift arrived in a crumpled paper bag, no card, just a mason jar of dandelion roots and a note, "Burnout's a bitch. Steep this." Sydney's sun blazed outside, but her joints ached like winter. Menopause had turned her into a walking cliché, night sweats, mood swings, forgetting why she'd opened fridge. Beach BBQs now meant hiding hot flashes behind oversized sunglasses. But that jar? It smelled like dirt and rebellion. Next weekend, she signed up for a herbal tea workshop. Not to Susan's 50th birthday, gift arrived in a crumpled parcel. A tin of dandelion tea from her sister in Melbourne. Menopause relief, red note, or least a warm hug for your insides. She scoffed, nudging it aside with a bare foot still sandy from Bondi. Hot flashes had turned her into a walking furnace, her mood swinging like a screen door in a cyclone. That chipped blue mug, once her son's childhood best dad relic, now repurposed, sat accusingly on counter. Steam curled as she steeped tea, its earthy scent tugging her back to childhood summers crushing weeds between pavement cracks. 50 and foraging, she mused, rye. First sip tasted like bitter rebellion. Second, like possibility. By week's end, Sydney's autumn sun gilded her balcony as she hosted a beach barbecue, passing around kangaroo skewers and laughing her own clumsy step, hot flash, or hot coals. While her new herbal tea workshop flyers fluttered on fridge. Fear had whispered she'd become invisible, a ghost in her own life. But here, mug in hand, she was lit. A dandelion clock scattering seeds, stubborn against wind. Susan's 50th birthday gift arrived in a crumpled parcel, its brown paper peeling like sunburnt skin. Sydney summer had been relentless. Inside, a chipped mug with a golden dandelion print, seeds half blown, and a note from her sister, "For when life's a bit hot flashy." She snorted, tossing it onto counter. Menopause wasn't a punchline, but her joints ached, sleep had become a myth, and her patience gone faster than ice in a beach barbecue esky. That mug sat untouched until one sweltering afternoon when Susan, sweat-drenched and cranky, stumbled past a chalkboard sign, "Herbal Remedies Workshop, cool down naturally." A woman with silver braids and a linen apron waved her in. "You look like you could use a cuppa." Inside, steam curled from mismatched teapots, and air smelled like earth after rain. Woman hesitated, she wasn't a crunchy type, but a hot flash decided for her. First sip of dandelion tea tasted like someone had steeped a lawn, but by third, something shifted. Her shoulders unclenched. Mentor, Maeve, explained how roots and petals could steady a stormy body. Susan's skepticism wavered as Maeve demonstrated roasting dandelion roots, her hands moving with ease of someone who'd turned 50 into a superpower. "Menopause isn't a full stop," she said, grinding seeds into powder. "It's a comma." Woman signed up for next workshop. She burned her first batch, mistook rosemary for lavender, and nearly set off smoke alarm, but Maeve just laughed. Progress, love, home, that chipped mug became her ritual. Each morning, she watched dandelion petals swirl, remembering Maeve's words, "Roots hold you steady, but seeds, they are for flying." By summer's end, woman hosted her own tiny tea circle on Bondi Beach, passing mugs to women who'd been white-knuckling through their own changes. One admitted she'd been hiding her night sweats like a secret. Another joked about trading her wine habit for something that didn't turn her into a dragon. Susan grinned, lifting her mug, now stained with rings of 100 brews, to horizon. Heat still came, but now she knew how to bend with it. Lit? Maybe not. But definitely lighter. Susan's 50th birthday gift arrived in a crumpled paper bag, its contents spilling golden brown dandelion roots onto her kitchen counter. A joke, surely, her sister's idea of a menopause survival kit. But desperation had claws. Hot flashes turned her into a walking furnace, nights were a sweaty battleground, and her patience gone faster than sunscreen a Sydney beach barbecue. She eyed roots like they owed her money. Brewing weeds in a mug felt absurd, but her stubborn streak, honed by decades of wrangling teenagers and corporate spreadsheets, kicked in. Woman boiled water with same grit she'd used to outmaneuver condescending colleagues. First sip tasted like dirt with commitment issues. She gagged, then laughed, dry, self-aware. 50 years old and reduced to choking down lawn clippings. Yet within days, something shifted. Mornings dawned without her body staging a rebellion. Nights cooled enough to sleep through. Skepticism lingered, placebo effect, surely, but curiosity, that old spark, lit up. Woman dug deeper, hunting herbal lore like a detective. She stumbled upon a community workshop, led by a no-nonsense herbalist who called chamomile training wheels for tough broads. There, surrounded by women clutching mugs like lifelines, Creator learned Dandelion's secret, resilience. Rooted deep, thriving where others saw weeds. She cradled her chipped mug, same one that survived 3 house moves and a dishwasher explosion, and recognized parallel. Menopause wasn't an ending, it was stubborn, unapologetic growth. By summer's end, Susan hosted her own beachside gathering, passing out dandelion tea with a wink. Hippie juice, she deadpanned, watching skeptics sip. Waves crashed, laughter bubbled, and for once, she didn't sweat through her shirt. Small victory, maybe, but hers. 50 and finally giving 0, well, maybe just 1, damn about perfection. Susan's 50th birthday gift arrived in a crumpled parcel. A chipped ceramic mug painted with dandelions, from her sister who swore weed was magic. Menopause had been kicking her butt, hot flashes like Sydney Beach BBQ's noon, mood swings wilder than a kangaroo in traffic. She'd scoffed, stuffing mug in a cupboard. But one sweaty 3 a.m. wake-up, desperation outweighed pride. Brewing her first cup, Susan gagged, bitter as burnt toast. Yet by week's end, something shifted. Nights were cooler, mornings less foggy. Still, admitting it worked felt like surrendering to clichés. Then her book club snickered when she mentioned dandelion tea. Karen, queen of eye rolls, smirked, next you'll say kale cures taxes. Challenge lit a fire under Susan. She signed up for a herbal workshop community center, mug in tow. Hands shook as she demonstrated steeping techniques to a room of skeptical strangers. 50 ain't dead, she muttered, channeling her inner rebel. Mid-pour, she fumbled, tea splashed Karen's designer bag. Crowd gasped. But instead of fury, Karen took a sip, then blinked. Damn. That's actually good. Someone filmed Susan's triumphant grin, captioning it Dandelion Defiance. Overnight, her clumsy demo went viral, menopausal women worldwide raising mugs like torches. Comments flooded in, Grandma's secret, finally trending. Screw hot flashes, we've got tea. Even Karen started a blog, from skeptic to sipper. Susan's mug became her sidekick, featured in sunrise selfies she'd once deemed silly. Life's worth capturing, she thought, chuckling her own cheesiness. That chipped dandelion now sat proud on her desk, a tiny monument to gutsy midlife wins. No magic cure, just one woman's stubborn joy, steeped, spilled, and shared. Susan's 50th birthday gift arrived in a crumpled parcel, a tin of dandelion tea, courtesy of her cheeky niece. First, she scoffed. Tea for hot flashes. But desperation, and a dwindling patience for sleepless nights, led her to brew a cup. One sip, and something shifted. Not magic, but close, a quiet steadiness, like tide rolling in Bondi Beach without swallowing her whole. Soon, that chipped sunflower mug became her anchor. She carried it everywhere, a portable rebellion against menopause's chaos. When brain fog hit, she sipped. When joints ached, she steeped. And when Sydney's summer sun turned her into a walking furnace, she laughed, tossing back iced dandelion brew a beach barbecue while friends marveled her newfound chill. Then came workshop. Susan never planned to teach, but after a stranger grocers raved about her glow, spill secrets, love, she rented a sunlit corner of a community center. Armed with jars of dried roots and that trusty mug, she guided wide-eyed women through blending their own remedies. Some came for hot flash relief, others just craved connection over steaming cups and shared eye-rolls about rogue chin hairs. Months later, her kitchen table groaned under handwritten notes, thank yous from women who'd reclaimed mornings, hikes, even sex lives, all thanks to Susan's Litweed tea nickname stuck. Her mug, now stained with golden rings, sat center stage, a testament to small acts sparking big change. Menopause hadn't bowed to her, she'd rewired it, one sip at a time. And Sydney? It buzzed with her ripple effect, dandelion petals in sidewalk cracks, workshops popping up like stubborn blooms. Steep your rebellion. Share cup,